Hello, you're highly welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Grace and I am so happy to have you here. And if this is your first time stopping by, you are greatly appreciated. And on this channel, we talk about faith and family concerns. So do well to sit back and enjoy this video. Hey sis, hi bro. I know you badly want to get married. I know that age is no longer your friend. I know that all your friends are married. I know that you've made enough money to have a big wedding. I know that your parents are on your neck, especially African parents. They want you to get married. And the society is not helping issues. They stigmatize you because you are not married. The church as well sometimes contribute to this pressure. They all want you to get married. Everyone wants you to be called Mr. and Mrs. And yes, I know you really want to be addressed by Mr. or Mrs. But trust me, much more than the pressure on you to get married, God is interested in who you marry. Much more than your desire to get married, God is interested in who you marry. The reason is because who you marry can either promote or truncate His divine agenda for your life. When it comes to getting married, God looks beyond you. He looks at the generation that will come after you. He looks at the offsprings that will come after you. And that's why He's so interested in who you marry. Because who you marry will determine the kind of children you have. Who you marry will determine the sex of the children you have. Who you marry sometimes can even determine the number of children you have. You understand me? Who you marry can also determine how these children will turn out. Who you marry can determine a lot of factors in your life. Who you marry can change your life in the negative or in the positive. Again, I want you to know that when you decide on who to settle down with, you are not just making a decision for yourself. You are helping your children decide who their father or mother will be. And that's why marital decision is not one that should be made in a hurry. It's not one that should be made out of compulsion. It's not one that should be made out of sentiment. It is a journey of a lifetime. Hence, you have to be calculative. You have to be smart. You have to be spiritual. And above all, you need to allow God guide you in this journey. You know, many times when we are making a mental note of who we want to marry, the kind of man, the kind of woman we want to marry, most time we are more focused on what we want now. We are more focused on who will fit us now, who will be suitable for us now. Not so many people are futuristic when it comes to marriage. But my advice is this: marry for your future. Yes, marry for your tomorrow. Because your tomorrow is not certain. Because it is not certain, that's why you need to be certain about who you marry. I mean, you can have hints. You can have a peep into the future. But God has not given anybody the full picture of the future. You can have just a fragment of it, but not the full picture. So the fact that you don't have the full picture, the fact that you are not certain about tomorrow, that's why you need to be certain about who you marry today. And this we cannot do when we take God out of the equation. Yeah, marriage is too long a time to live in agony. And that's why you must involve God at every juncture of this marital decision. Even before it starts, you need to involve God. Now, because the thing is, sometimes we think we know who we want. But in reality, we don't really know who we want. Because I've realized that our preferences change in life. As we progress in age, our preferences will always change. I remember as a child, I know this is not peculiar to me alone, just like every other child out there, if you ask me then, what do you want to be when you grow up? I will tell you I want to be a banker or a journalist. I mean, I dreamt of becoming a banker just because of their suit and, you know. So I wanted to either become a banker or a journalist. But as I grew older, I realized that interest began to dissipate. That was no longer my interest. I then developed interest in other things. But as a child, I thought that was the best for me. Now, sometimes that is how it is. Have you ever, if you must be honest with yourself, maybe when you were in high school, you had a friend of the opposite sex, and in your head, it may not even be in school, maybe in church, but when you were much younger, you had someone you liked. At that stage of puberty, you were attracted to somebody of the opposite sex. And in your head, you concluded that this is the perfect picture of a wife. This is the kind of woman I want. This is the kind of man I want. And as you grew in life, only for you to get into the university, and you realize that you were just being a child. I mean, it happens to every one of us. Yes. At some point, you would want this, but later on, you're like, I don't want this anymore. I want the other one. Sometimes it happens. Another experience I can't forget is this. As a little child still, I liked milk. Powdered milk. I liked milk. I remember then my auntie came with her child, her baby, to visit us. And secretly, I went steal the baby's formula. And then, I promised myself that when I get older, one thing I will not fail to get for myself is a very big cup of milk. That each time I want, I'll go and take the milk and lick. Now I am a mom. Even to taste my baby's formula is a problem. I don't like it anymore. But as a child, that meant a lot to me. So what am I trying to say? Sometimes we think we know what is good for us. Maybe because of physical attributes. Maybe because of charisma. Maybe because of spirituality. You see someone that is so spiritual and you conclude that this would fit your future. It's not always the case. Or you see someone that is so beautiful today. You feel like, oh, this woman or this man is, is my, spec. Yeah. This man or this woman is my spec. So you must allow God to guide you at this crucial juncture of your life. Because you may need tomorrow the person you don't want today. And you may not need tomorrow the person you want today. A man of God shared the story of how he wanted an outspoken woman, a hot, not really hot-tempered, but not a gentle woman for a wife. But along the line, God intercepted him and gave him a gentle woman for a wife. Until tomorrow, he's still very grateful to God that God did not give him the kind of woman he wanted. He wanted a very outspoken person. He wanted for a wife, but God said, no, I will give you for a wife. And today he's very happy that he got married to her because he is on the hot side. You understand? And God gave him a woman who is on the calmer side. So God knows what you don't know. He knows what's best for you. And like I said, what you think you want today, you may not need tomorrow. And the kind of person you think you don't want today, you may need tomorrow. So please, this is not a time to focus on the outward appearance alone. This is not the time to focus on spirituality alone. This is not the time to focus on charisma alone, because all of these things can change. Allow him guide you into making this very important decision of your life. And one more thing, marry for your future, not just for your today. Thank you so much for hanging around till the end of this video. And I know this video, in one way or the other, have blessed you. Please, if it has, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get notified when we post more videos. Thank you.